Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about travel in the major leagues and the minor leagues. I continue to get asked a ton about this. This is really interesting. There's so many people ask this question. I made a video on this a long time ago, but I want to talk again about some of the biggest differences between travel in the minor leagues and the major leagues. And it is nothing, they're not even close. Travel might be the biggest different. Well, I guess there are a lot of differences, but it is one of the big differences between minor league ball and major league ball. And so let me give you a couple of quick stories to highlight some of these differences. First off, in the minor leagues, you're going to travel on bus pretty much the entire minor leagues until you get to AAA. Okay, so there's very little flying in the minor leagues, and this is actually interesting. Looking back after doing this, I actually like the bus stuff more than the plane stuff, but we'll get into why in a second. But bus travel it can be very, very tough. One of my first trips in the minor leagues were up in Vancouver, Canada, and on the way home we broke down. Our bus literally broke down, like, I don't know, 30 45 minutes into our drive, and we had to sleep on the bus on the side of the road because no one could fix the bus until the morning because we were driving through the night. I say sleep on the side of the road. Nobody could sleep because you've got a bus that's hot and you got 30 plus people on there. You got people playing music and you got TVs on and you got people playing cards, and it's not comfortable. Like, I'm not someone that can just put my head down on the window and fall asleep. I need like a pretty comfy bed. And so, you stay up all night long, and then we finished, finally when the mechanic came and they fixed the bus, you got to drive another 8 9 hours. I don't even know how long it was. You pull into the stadium, and then like our next game was about to start. We like pulled in the stadium, got pizza real quick, and then stepped on the field and played. So like, you do a lot of that stuff. I'm not saying you break down every day, but it's a lot of just late night travel. You're always taking buses every 4 to 8 days. You're traveling through the night. You're not getting sleep. You're getting in. You have to go right and play. And I always say that first year of minor league ball, and actually a lot of years of minor league ball, you learn how to kind of play while basically almost feeling like you're asleep. Like, you feel like you're sleepwalking some days. It is really, really difficult. The travel is really, really tough, and it's a long season. Your body hurts and all that stuff. So that's one of the biggest things, is the bus travel is just so hard. There's so much of it, and you're not on like the greatest buses in the world. Now, when I got to AAA, the buses get a lot better, right? But when you're in the low minors, the buses are like, if you ever seen like Major League, like the way they travel, with that bus and then that plane, like that's kind of what it feels like in the low minor leagues. Okay, so it's really, really tough. And then when you get to finally get on planes, you might be thinking like, oh man, that's so much better. You get to fly on planes. Like, I actually, looking back, kind of like the buses more than the planes, because I played in the PCL, the Pacific Coast League, and you've got to travel all over the country to play in that league. And the flights are at horrible times. Like, you have to fly first thing in the morning. Usually your flight leaves by 6 a.m. And so when you finish a game at like 10 or so, 10:30, and then you eat and you shower and you do all that stuff and you finally get back to your apartment, usually it's like 1 o'clock or so. And if the flight leaves at like, let's say 5:50 in the morning, well, you got to be at the airport at say like 4:30, 4:45, somewhere around there. You've got to get to how we did it is you would have to get to the stadium and you would take a bus to the airport. So you have to get to the stadium, say at like 4ish or so, right? You've got to pack up and get up and get showered and all that stuff at like 3 something. Well, if you're getting into your apartment at 1 something and you got to get up and get ready to leave at like 3 something, a lot of times I wouldn't even go to sleep. I would just sit down, I'd watch TV, I'd watch a movie or something, and then I'd go to the stadium, and then I'd take the bus over to the airport. You fly commercial, right? So let's say you get on the flight finally at like 6 a.m., 5 something a.m. You almost always have connecting flights. You almost never just fly straight to wherever you're going. So you've got to connect somewhere. You got to get off the plane. You got to get on a new plane or wait for the plane. Then you get on the plane. Then you fly again. And so it takes a really, really long time. You finally get in, and then you get in. You go right to the field and you play. So at this point, you're exhausted. You haven't really slept. You've been in the air for a really long time, which takes a toll on your body. And then you've got to go right in and you've got to play, right? And so that all becomes really, really difficult. And I just felt like, I actually felt like I felt more rested on the long bus trips than I did on the plane flights. And I did not like the travel in the PCL. Now, I went to the other AAA league, and the thing I liked about that is the travel was a little bit closer. And the teams that I was with, especially my first one, actually my first one was the Nationals, and our bus was okay, that was fine. But then when I went to Baltimore and played AAA there, we had what they call sleeper buses. Basically, you have a bunch of beds in your buses, and that I thought was the best because then you could actually fall asleep. You have a nice bed, you lay down, put your headphones on, and you go to sleep. And that was the most well-rested I felt in the minor leagues. I still didn't hit very well that year, but I felt really well-rested, which was nice, okay? So that's minor league travel. Major league travel, totally different. You're not taking buses anywhere. The only bus ride we took was when I was with the Padres and we played the Dodgers. We'd take a bus up to LA, all right, only a couple hours. And so that was super easy, obviously. Everywhere else, you fly, but you don't fly commercial, right? You've got private chartered planes, and so basically how it works is the game ends, you get back to the clubhouse, you shower up, you eat quick, your stuff's already packed for you, you get on the bus, okay? The bus takes you right to the airport. You go to the airport, you get off your bus, and it's like there's like a table right there, and that's security. You like walk up to the table, they do the little wand thingy on you, they say thank you so much, and you get up onto the plane. The plane, like the table's here and the plane's right there. You just go walk up, get on the plane, you sit down. You got first class. Every seat is basically a first class seat. These big, comfortable seats. They have certain seats where you can like sit down and play cards with your buddies. And so it's just completely different. The plane's going to go right to wherever you're going. There's no such thing as connecting or stopping at a different city or whatever. You don't do that. You just fly right to the city. The other cool thing is, again, it's right after the game ends. So you don't have to go home and wait and then get up at 4:30 in the morning to fly. Once the game's over, you get on the plane, you go to the next city. And when you get in, you'll get in like late. You know, there were times where we'd leave the West Coast and we'd get to the East Coast like at like 4 in the morning, say. But then you can go to bed, right? You get in at 4 in the morning, you go to sleep, and say you got a 7 o'clock game that night, you can sleep from 4 to, 1 o'clock, get up and just go over to the stadium right then. You get there at 1:30, 2 o'clock and get ready to play. So you always will feel more rested, at least I did, in the major leagues. The travel is so much better. It's not even close. And obviously there's other huge differences. The pay is hugely different. The clubhouses and everything is so different. But the travel is such a big part of it. And minor league travel is extremely difficult. Your body, like in the major leagues also you have, if you want a massage, you get someone in there doing that. If you need a chiropractor, they have that. They have all different things for your body to make your body feel better. In the minor leagues, you don't really have that as much. Your travel's tougher. The food isn't as good. You don't get paid as well. You don't have as many people working on your body. So then it just continues. It just really adds up. And then, unfortunately for me, you go to the big leagues. I went to the major leagues pretty young, 23 years old. You get a taste of that, and then you go back down to the minor leagues, and you play the rest of your career in the minor leagues. Is not as fun. But anyways, hopefully that helps you guys out. Also, don't forget, today's video is powered by Triton. Go check their stuff out. Go to custombaseballjerseys.com. We wear all of their stuff. They do an amazing job. All of our uniforms are all Triton uniforms. So go and check them out. I highly recommend it. And that's all we got. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Share it with all your friends. All that good stuff. And we'll talk to you later.